Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Cold War. Now this is the Polish submission to the Academy Awards Foreign Language Film Award this year, and this was getting a lot of buzz once the Oscar nominations came out, and the fact that Paweł Pawlikowski got nominated for Best Director, this got nominated for Cinematography, and I'm like, I really need to see this movie, despite the fact that I really wanted to see it anyway, because I really like the trailer. The trailer paints this black and white romance, like smooth, jazzy kind of aesthetic to it, and it got me excited. And it's like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, so I go to see this film, and I was a little worried because it was later on a Friday night, and I had a long week at work, and I'm like, hopefully this isn't boring because I might fall asleep. But no, this film was not boring. And surprisingly, this has, well, I guess you could look at it as a positive and negative. This movie kind of zips along, and I was a little surprised about that. I guess the one negative, thinking about how this film was paced, is in terms of how this film was edited. There were certain parts where you could feel the story, like, jumping, and it's just like, it might take you a little bit to get your bearings again, like time jumps and such. But honestly, this film is absolutely beautiful. To start off, Pawlikowski directs an amazing film here in terms of like the cinematography, and the DP was Lucas Zal, and this film is gorgeous. The black and white, the lighting, everything about it, how the camera moves, the shots, the composition, and anybody who's watched a lot of my reviews know that I'm super excited about cinematography. So this film getting nominated for Best Cinematography, I'm like, I have to see this movie. And I did, and I absolutely loved how beautiful this film was. And it really did capture that aesthetic because how it mixes in the music that's involved in the story and this love story works so perfectly well together. And there's a lot of great chemistry between Johanna Kulig and Tomasz Kot, who are the two main leads in this film. And this film is about their love story. And the backdrop is indeed the Cold War, if you couldn't tell. But the idea of this film, these two people being so drawn together, and any good love story, there's always going to be conflict, there's always going to be things that get in the way. And this film, how it takes their story and where this winds up, hit you like a ton of bricks. I'm like, holy crap. And the intensity of their love and all the adversity that they have to get through to even be together, and the lengths that they'll go, it makes for a very intriguing story, if not disjointed at moments, since it really does jump around through time and places a lot, and a little too rough around the edges at some of those points. But overall, this film is really well put together. It's a beautiful film, and you could really feel the energy, and you really get a lot out of their performances, their chemistry together, the music, how it was constructed. And I guess the big question is, with the Oscars coming up, how do I think this film's going to fare? I feel like, to be perfectly honest, if I had to pick any of the films that I saw that were nominated for Best Foreign Language Film, which I believe at this point I've seen 3 of them, because Roma and Capernaum and Cold War, I'd honestly pick Cold War, which says a lot about the Best Picture running too, since Roma is a favorite for both of these awards. And I honestly think Cold War is a better film. But, film's subjective, and that's why we have conversations and why we talk about movies. This film, highly recommend it. I love this film. I would recommend this to, honestly, I think you could probably tell from this really isn't like a family film. This is for those who love romance, those who really appreciate cinema and world cinema. And if this is in your area, I got to see this at an independent theater. I would highly recommend going to check this out. And once you do, let me know what you think. And let's talk some movies. And thank you as always for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.